Hey guys, Corey here, and I'm back on the Hip Kit Club YouTube channel with a scrapbook process video for you. So it's Sketch Friday, and this is today's sketch, September 13th. And so it's got this big die cut on the back, and it says a large die cut or cut file of any shape. Well, I don't have a die cut machine, and I don't have like any ginormous die cut because I would never buy something like this. So I've decided that I'm going to make my own. So that's how I'm going to do this. So I'm also jumping on the bandwagon of this dark background that everyone seems to be doing right now. And the ladies on the Hip Kit Club team are amazing, and they've really inspired me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this dark background thing too. I think it's really cool. So this dark blue cardstock came in the August color kit, or no, cardstock kit, I'm sorry. And so I'm just going to start with that. So all I did was just did some really fluid white paint, and I just put the number 13 on the page. And then I'm using my very dull X-Acto knife. I mean, it's so dull, it's ridiculous. This takes forever for me to cut this out, actually, to just cut out the 13. So that's how I'm doing my big die cut. So I figure, the sketch had this giant butterfly, which is really cool. You could have used any shape. And so I'm basically going to use 13. And the reason why is because I'm scrapbooking pictures of my daughter that I took of her for her 13th birthday, which was just last month. So I now only have, I don't have anybody who's not, well, I have one daughter that's not a teenager anymore, but she's 21. So I am done with less than teenagers, which is kind of crazy. Anyhow, so I'm just going to sit here and chat with you because this takes forever to cut out, so I apologize. So, y'all, I used to have a silhouette, and I gave up scrapbooking years ago and sold my silhouette on Craigslist, and I sold it in like 5 minutes of posting it, which was fantastic as far as I was concerned. And then, of course, like a few years later, I come back into scrapbooking, and the silhouettes are like even more popular than ever, and I don't have one. But I have, at one point, I was like, oh, I should go ahead and rebuy that. But I've resisted the urge because, quite honestly, there's enough people doing all the cool, cut files and everything. I don't need to be doing it too. And quite honestly, it would take up space, and I would probably not use it near enough to justify its cost. So I was just like, you know what, I'm really just not going to do it. I've got like one little desk, everything has to fit over here, and right now the shelves on the desk are already full. I've got 2 printers because one's a laser printer and one's like a color printer, and then everything else houses my supplies, and so I just don't have the space for it, and so I just don't need to jump on that bandwagon. So I've got a dull X-Acto knife, which apparently is working just fine. I should maybe get a new blade for that, but anyhow, we'll just go with this right here. I wish I could just recall off the top of my head who's all been using these dark backgrounds, but I know that somebody did one, and they did this beautiful stitched rainbow, and I've seen some other people do them, and everything about it is so fantastic, and I absolutely love it. And so I just thought that this would be so fun, and it's kind of different for me to do because I don't use dark backgrounds very often, but this worked great. So after I did cut that out, I did run it through my sewing machine and just outlined the 1 and the 3 because I figured the white stitching would actually kind of just make it pop a little bit more. And then I mixed in some of the color with the rest of that fluid white paint that came in the color kit for August, just to get some funky little drops on the back and on my cardstock. So my original thought was that I was going to use basically all those little butterflies that came in the August kits to decorate this, but I ended up not. So I decided to put white on the back only because I wanted to use like the washi tape, and so I wanted that white on the back. So I just lightly traced where the 1 and the 3 were so that I could fill in all of that white space with different embellishments. So I used the washi tape, and then I jump into the other stuff. Now, of course, I was still thinking I was going to use all those really cool little butterfly things, but once it was all done, I had ended up filling in all the space with stickers and die cuts and other things that came in the kit that I didn't even have space for those. And I feel like it ends up being so busy. I mean, like, in a good way, I think, but like so busy that had I used those cool little dimensional butterfly things that came, that they would have just gotten lost on this. So I'm just gonna have to save those for another page, which is fine because they're really cute. I think I actually I've got butterflies from another kit that I ended up never using, which is crazy because I really like butterflies, so I don't know, I haven't used any of them yet, but whatever, I will. So I'm just, you know, that's where my thought originally was, and of course, like I'm sure like you guys, things just changed as the page was going on. So this was a great way for me to get to use up a bunch of these die cut pieces. So I just used the flowers and then, you know, butterfly die cuts, and I just filled in all of that blank space because I really just wanted, I wanted the 1 and the 3, the 13 to really pop out once the dark part got back on this paper. So it was just really fun to kind of make this like floral collage-y thing, basically, for this page. So anyhow, I did use a couple of these little phrase things, the be bold, be brave, be you, and then shine, because this is her birthday page, so you might as well just like have it on there and everything else. So it was super fun and everything else. So once I have all of this done, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and put the blue back on, and I just really love the way that it looked. I think it came out really good, and it just makes me happy. I love when people have like these, you know, all this, the dark, it's so pretty, it's so cool. So I'm glad that I just went with it and tried it and kind of copied off of everybody else. So if any of my team members are watching this, thank you for the inspiration, because total shout out to you, because I'm giving you all the credit for that one. So these pictures, I still try to take my girls out on their, or right around their birthdays to do, you know, like a little mini photo shoot with them or whatever. And I told her that I wanted her to wear this shirt. It's so cute. It's the happy girls are the prettiest. And then it was great because we're walking around and there's this awesome pink wall, because like in our town, like people went and did these cool murals on all of the historic buildings, and I just love them. But this one was like this ombre pink, and I was like, oh my gosh, could I have gotten any better of a background for you in this cute little t-shirt? And but being 13, you know, she's trying out faces and smiles and everything else, and she got her older sister to do her hair for her, and I don't know, it was just really cute. So I'm glad I got these photos of her. I did find a cool little white pen. I just put her birthday on there, wrote happy birthday, and wrote teenager on there. I didn't feel like it really needed a whole lot of other journaling because it's her birthday. And there you go, guys. There's my page when it's all done. A few little details. Of course, y'all, make sure you play along in the sketch challenge for us. You could win a $10 gift card to the Hip Kit shop. And also check out all the kits because they're amazing. And September is about to ship, so look out for them. Bye.